Another rock star, but this time a real rock star. There are not a lot of people in the world who have a PhD in theoretical physics and then decide to become rock stars and are actually very successful at it. Mr. Vakarchuk, would you join me? And we can. For the small number of people here who may not know who you are, this is really Ukraine's, what would we call you? Bono, Bruce Springsteen, something like that. But as I say, you have a training in theoretical physics, and since the conflict, you have also become a political activist. So I want to start by asking you, how did you react to this war, and what did you decide to do with your platform and your power as you saw your country go to war?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here. It's a great honor to be here, and maybe it's very important that we gather together in Kyiv right now. I think it's a very strong signal to the world and to all Ukrainians. So thanks for all foreign leaders and analysts and for all Ukrainians to come today. I reacted, as all other Ukrainians, with resilience, and I just decided that the only choice we have is to fight. And as you see, 40+ million of Ukrainians decided the same. So that's why we are now sitting here in Kyiv, in the capital of Ukraine, thinking how and when we will win, instead of having some different situation if we've chosen different behavior on the 24th of February. I remember vividly this night because I didn't have a very good sleep even before. I woke up at 3 and I just started scrolling the internet, and I remember the Security Council meeting. So I was watching it, and then finally it was interrupted by this bizarre Putin address to the Russians, and when I just realized that 3 a.m. in the morning, it most likely means the war. And the moment he stopped, I heard physically blows next to my right, because there was not far away from my house the airport, military airport. So that's how I started. The war started for me, and I still think that it's the 24th of February for me, or many others that's still there, like in Joyce Ulysses. But I hope we will end this day with a victory, and I will do my best. For all these half a year, I've been working, 20 hours a day, and I still don't feel any tiredness. So I'm focused. I know that at the end we'll have a victory, and that's very important victory, not only military but spiritually for the country.
You go around the country, and you're able to fill stadiums with tens of thousands of people. And Rolling Stone did an article on you, and it talks about the way in which people feel they get enormous inspiration from hearing you and from the music. What is it you think that you are able to do in music that moves people? Because there's something different from just giving a political speech. I mean, you're a former member of parliament. You also know how to give a political speech. I know, a PhD in theoretical physics, former member of parliament, rock star. I'm now going to tell you...
Ukraine is a country of opportunities, The more to come. Yeah, thank you very much for this question. We started giving these improv performances on the front line maybe in March, and since then I already had 140 performances for the troops, which is much more in half a year, which is much more than I did in a single year of any year of my career, normal concerts, because they are easier from some point of view because they are small and you can do in five in a row, and suddenly you have very small audiences. Sometimes it's 100 of people, sometimes really in the trenches you see 10 to 12 people, and sometimes you interrupt because you cannot sing when they shoot maybe 50 meters from you. But I'm not trying to say this as like, showing off the bravery. I just say that everybody needs to do their job. And if I see the soldiers, the guys there, men and women who are fighting and who are under this threat 24/7, I understand that my involvement and my, let's say, challenge, I think, is dwarfed by what they feel really every day. So we do it, and I think that it's a reciprocal inspiration, because I think I inspire them. I inspire them because they like the music we sing, but most likely I think it's not about music. It's about the fact that people like me care, that they support, that they stand by them, that they understand that they may be not only me, but the whole country in my, like, let's say, so I'm acting on behalf of all other people who are thinking about them, praying about them, donating to them, and all these kind of things. But also it inspires me a lot, Now I started giving, once again, conventional, if I say, concerts in Europe. So we do charity concerts in arenas. I just flew from Tallinn, where I had an opportunity to ran yesterday with the president of Estonia, and never ran with the president. So thank you for the support and for all support Estonia and other countries are doing for us. So I just came from Tallinn, from a big arena. We played there as a rock band. And I was standing on the stage, and I understood that I miss these small guitar, Bob Dylan style, improv performances on the front line. I just miss them, because I need to go to these people. And as soon as we finish, we'll go once again, because that's very important. Spiritual, I think, part of victory, or spiritual part of, let's say, of weapon. A spiritual weapon is not less, maybe not more important, but as equally important as a conventional weapon, I think. And Ukrainian spirit is very high now, I'm sure.
Tell me about that. Tell me about Ukrainian morale as you've seen it, because you've touched and seen so many people. And I think about this when I see these reports that have just come out about the casualties in Mariupol. A fairly credible organization has been trying to document, and it came to the conclusion that 100,000 people have died in Mariupol. Now, this is a city of 400,000. So that would mean 1 out of every 4 people. This is not since World War II have we seen these kind of casualties. What is that doing in the country?
I think the world will never be the same after this war, and certainly Ukraine will never be the same after this war. And I think Ukrainians are now illustrating this famous Friedrich Nietzsche quote, where everything that doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And it kills our brothers and sisters. It brings a lot of suffer, but it doesn't kill, it will never kill us as a nation, and it does make us stronger. And I remember, I'll give you one very symbolic example, and maybe you will understand the symbolism naturally. So we've been visiting a lot of hospitals. One of the hospitals was Mykolaiv Hospital. The head doctor of it, it's a great person, a friend of mine now. And I remember first time I was there, it was maybe beginning of March. Everything just started. So it was very dangerous, and they had dozens of new wounded soldiers every day coming and coming and coming. And I remember they wanted me to come to the intense care unit, where usually you don't allowed to go, but there was different stories, just to shake hands of these guys. So I went and I saw one person, a soldier. He was unconscious and he was badly wounded. I mean, he was maybe about to die. And I asked, what is with him? And they say it's a very serious trauma, and we give him 10%. And I was like literally crying, because I remember I took his hand and he was like, like shaking me a little bit. So and holding a little bit. So I came with a very, hard feeling. When I came in 3 weeks, he was still there, alive, already conscious, still lying on the bed, still couldn't move, but he smiled and he saw me and he says, I know that you came, I'm so grateful. It was very important for me and for my mom who saw you, and thank you. And I asked the doctors, how is he? They say, still not very good, but he still suddenly will be alive. And finally, I came there in June. So the first man who I saw walking out of the entrance was the guy. So he saw me walking already, recovering, and he saw we hugged each other, and I said, asked the doctor, how is he now? He said, he's almost okay, maybe a month or two, he'll be fit, and he'll be safe now. So for me, I thought about symbolism about the country. So this guy symbolizes the country. Nobody was sure what was going on in the end of February, beginning of March, but then slower and slower, but little by little, we proceed, we recover, and you see the news. I crossed my fingers from yesterday and day before yesterday from Kharkiv and also from the south. So we shall overcome. I'm sure we shall overcome.
Let me ask you about the other side of this war. And like many Ukrainians, many Ukrainian performers, like President Zelensky, you have performed in Russia. You have, before the war, but you have sung to Russian audiences. Do you think you understand what is going on inside Russia? What is the level of information they have about the war? How do they think about Ukraine and the war? Any thoughts you have on that subject, because you know so much about that culture?
Do you want a very honest answer?
Yes.
I think we need to be focused now not on analyzing the darks or light corners of Russian soul. We need to be focused on winning the war, and that's what I'm focused on. And I think after the war, it will be a job of social psychologists, philosophers, who will certainly write a lot of essays and books. You remember a famous Hannah Arendt book, The Banality of Evil, after the World War II, and she was analyzing Eichmann and everything else. And I think it's a good idea to talk about how did it happen and think about that and analyzing that where we are already safe. And now we need to be focused how to stop them. And the only thing I can say, having opportunity to have a floor before many foreign guests who always asked me and used to ask me before, what's the difference between Russians and Ukrainians? Thankfully, nobody asks it now, but I once again want to emphasize it. They ask me, but it's Putin, it's not Russians. They maybe don't have any other choice. I say the difference is that Ukrainians would never allow Putin to happen. We had once in our history a slight chance for the crazy guy to follow his path, and he would throw him away. And we would do it the same with Putin. But the Russians are different people. They keep patience. They like it. I don't know, they don't like it. I actually don't care now, because I'm focused on how making my country and my children happy and how make sure that we will win and my children will not go to the war once again. So I don't think it's a good idea now to focus emotionally about analyzing, spiritual or mental parts of things. What we need to do to analyze their military opportunities, their financial opportunities, their political opportunities, and make everything together to stop them.
So you said Ukraine is a country of many opportunities. You've been able to do all kinds of things. You've run for parliament, you've won, you've been a rock star, you've been a theoretical physicist. I can think of one other job in Ukraine that maybe you would be interested in the future, which a person in the entertainment industry decided to run for president?
May I answer the question this way? You know, for me personally, the most fundamental value is the freedom of choice. That's why probably I've chosen so many things. I still think that my God talent is to do something with this instrument, or maybe with the guitar, just music. I think it's in my veins, in my soul. But to defend freedom, sometimes you take your guitar, sometimes you take your gun. So it doesn't. So to have these opportunities, you need to fight for them. And now I'm singing also on behalf of those who want to have a freedom of choice later. I don't care if people who have theoretical physicist training one day will have an opportunity to become politicians or, you know, presidents or whatever. I mean, you need to have a freedom of choice. And I think this country is blessed to have freedom of choice, and that's what we are now fighting for.
All right. Can I prevail on you then to, in conclusion, to use that instrument and play a little bit of music for us?
You know, it's not a secret that it's standing there. So if
I'll get off the stage, so it's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, you're a rock star as well in journalism. I'm a fan of yours. So I'll perform two songs. One is a song of mine, another one is a very beautiful song that was written much earlier, and it is a famous world hit. Both will be dedicated to my country. Настане день, закінчиться війна, там загубив себе, побачив аж до дна. Обійми мене, обійми мене, обійми. Так лагідно і не пускай. Обійми мене, обійми мене, обійми. Твоя весна прийде нехай. І от моя душа складає зброю вниз. Невже таки вона так хоче теплих сліз? Обійми мене, обійми мене, обійми. Так лагідно і не пускай. Обійми мене, обійми мене, обійми. Твоя весна прийде нехай. більше так не відпускай. Обійми мене, обійми мене, обійми. Твоя весна прийде нехай. Дякую. Thank you. Yalta. I still remember. Yesterday I sang the chorus of the song in Estonian. Another one, you know, all of you I hope, and it's dedicated to the most beautiful land in the world.